A truly massive trove of documents connected to Jeffrey Epstein has just been dropped, and it's a lot to process. So in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what these files are, what they actually reveal, and why we're seeing them right now.
And when I say massive, I mean it's almost hard to wrap your head around. We are talking about over 3 million pages of documents. Think emails, flight logs, depositions, all from the Justice Department's investigations, and it's all now public. So we're going to walk you through what's in there and what it all really means.
All right, so the big question first, why now? Why is this absolute flood of secret documents, some of them decades old, suddenly seeing the light of day? Well, it's not because some new law was passed. It's actually the result of a long, long legal battle.
So this all stems from a lawsuit filed by Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's most prominent victims, against Ghislaine Maxwell. And basically, a judge looked at the case and ruled that there was no longer any legal reason to keep these specific documents sealed. And that right there is a really crucial point. This wasn't a political decision, it was a judicial one.
Okay, let's get into the part of all this that has, grabbed all the headlines. The names. What these documents really do is paint a picture of this vast, sprawling network of incredibly powerful people who were all connected, in one way or another, to Epstein. This table just gives you a little snapshot of the sheer range of people in Epstein's orbit. You've got Steve Tisch, the co-owner of the New York Giants, who's seen in emails talking with Epstein about adult women and who later expressed deep regret for his association. You've got Richard Branson, who invited Epstein to his private island and has since called Epstein's actions abhorrent. Of course, the former Prince Andrew's name appears hundreds of times, though he has consistently denied any wrongdoing. And even Elon Musk shows up in emails discussing visits to Epstein's island, invitations he says he always refused. And some of the communications in these files are, well, they're just plain disturbing. Take this one. In an email where Epstein was praising a woman's appearance, Steve Tisch's reply was this two-word question, pro or civilian? And here's another one that really gives you a sense of the tone of these exchanges. This is from a 2013 email where the billionaire Richard Branson was inviting Jeffrey Epstein to his private island in the Caribbean. He wrote, "As long as you bring your harem." Okay, this is absolutely crucial to understand, so I want to be really clear. Just because someone's name appears in these documents does not mean they're guilty of a crime. It's not even an accusation. Many people are just mentioned in passing, and none of the people we just saw on that last slide have been charged with anything in connection with this investigation. This whole thing is about so much more than just a list of names. It's really about the system that failed to stop Epstein. And these files, they raise this huge, glaring question. How on earth was this criminal enterprise allowed to operate for decades?
I mean, just look at this timeline. It is just staggering. The first known report to the FBI was from a victim named Maria Farmer, way back in 1996. Her calls weren't followed up. The FBI didn't open its first formal investigation until a full decade later in 2006. And just 1 year after that, a secret deal was caught that let Epstein avoid all federal charges. It wasn't until 2019, more than 20 years after that first report, that he was finally arrested on those charges.
And that 2007 deal, it's become infamous for a reason. It was a non-prosecution agreement, and it was negotiated completely behind closed doors. The victims, they were kept totally in the dark. They had no idea this was happening. And this deal didn't just give Epstein immunity from federal charges, it also gave a free pass to any potential, and importantly, unnamed co-conspirators. And listen, it's not just critics who see a problem with this deal. A federal court of appeals used these exact words to describe it. They said it was calculated to quickly and quietly resolve as many victim suits as possible. So it seems pretty clear the goal wasn't justice. The goal was silence. Which brings us right back to today. The files are open for the whole world to see. But does that automatically mean we have justice? The truth is, the release itself has been, well, pretty controversial. Yeah, the release has actually drawn a lot of criticism. For one, victims groups argue it has exposed victims to even more trauma, all while the most powerful enablers are still shielded. Then there's the issue of redactions. They're a mess. A name will be blocked out on one page and then clear as day on the next. And a lot of people are criticizing the government for basically just dumping millions of pages of raw data online with zero context, which makes it nearly impossible for anyone to find the real truth. And all of this leaves us with one final and really crucial question. The documents are out there, which is a huge step for transparency that people fought for years. But with so many unanswered questions and so many powerful figures who let this go on for decades, is the case for true accountability really closed? Or is it maybe just getting started?